What's good, YouTube? And welcome to that smooth transition into a sponsored review. Dank Ritual has sent me some more goodies, so these are completely free to me. I'm always upfront to the audience about my sponsorships, as well as paid for the video. However, I don't have a promo code or anything with them, or reason to keep talking good about them other than the quality of their work. And these sleeves are by far what I'm going to rant and rave about the most. If I'm not double sleeving for a tournament, these are absolutely what I would go for, and what I will be putting on my past format play decks when I don't double sleeve. I think these are amazing, and as I stress test these more and more, I became less worried about the sleeves as hard as I had to go to damage them and start to go, I might actually hurt the card before the sleeve by how harshly I had to treat them to even fray some corners. Like, I start scratching with nails, right? And that's actually one of my eyelashes. I start scratching with my nails, and when it comes down to it, I can't mark the card or anything. So the harder I have to go, the more I'm like, I think I could actually hurt the card first. But I also want to shout them out because I've had a rough time of it lately. I caught the crush card, I got really sick, my brother-in-law passed away, my chinchilla passed away, I've been real sad boy hours, and the entire time, they were just like, we understand, get to it when you can, and not every sponsor is going to be like that when it comes to stuff, and luckily, most of my sponsors were super understanding during the time, and they're somebody I don't regularly work with, so super shout-outs to them. Now, when it does come to matte sleeves, these have a texture, and I am perfectly fine with that. It is very, very minimalistic to the card, but it is also there. I love the turquoise the most out of all of the colors. It's what I tested a lot with my Troop Dupe past format deck. Like I said, that's what I would be sleeving with these if I'm not double sleeving them. And then the deck boxes I also want to get to. Now, I know some people deck box wall. These are $50 a piece, and they don't have dice trays. They sell dice trays separately. But what I really like that other deck boxes don't necessarily do as much is this double ridge in the middle to ensure your cards are going to be safe. Again, I like to stress test the stuff I'm working on. And also the art inside against white is something that not everybody does. They feel like they need to put this outside texture in here instead of another layer. And I think they did a great job of emphasizing it. This is their Yokai collection. I personally like their Covenant collection the most. I already have one of those deck boxes. I'm begging them for the playmat. Like, hey, let's do something else. But I will say for a deck box wall, the green pops out versus this. A lot of people are starting to, like, you know, stack them up basically like Funko Pops. They have a bunch of different deck boxes, and I think the green absolutely outshines versus the art. But the inside art for this, it looks really good with the blue color as well. And I really do, again, like their simplicity, yet still being intricate design with it. Now, I know some people are going to want deck dividers, they're going to want dice trays, all that, all in one instead of having the different components. I personally value protecting my cards the most, and I really like that double ridge on the deck box. With the playmat, the one thing I will say is this is slightly raised, yet still pretty well encompassed into the playmat. It reminds me of V2 Spellgrounds between V1. It's so soft, it's amazing. The texture, though, somewhat V2-ish, and you're going to go over this. I don't know if you can hear this. And it's still going to go over yet. I'm not seeing any scratching, any peeling yet. It almost feels more tape-like than ink-like. I think they said something about laser etching or something like that when I was talking to them, but that might have been only the exclusive matte. But this, I believe, is their general AI matte. I love the burnt orange. You know, the Texan of me, UT. My brother went there. But I really don't think that this is going to, at least with their sleeves, damage anything in drag testing when you pull this through everything. Like, the corner is going to be perfectly fine. Like I said, I went hard on these sleeves, and absolutely every single time too, not just playing past format, like when I was sitting there, like between the videos, I'm shuffling, I'm going like this and trying to actually get the corners to fray. I only managed to do it to one corner on the entire pack, and that's pretty impressive to me. In fact, I think these come with 65? Yeah, these come with 65 total. Now, my preferred colors are white for tournament, but that could be peer pressure because of pros. Then the turquoise for me, I really like it. Then the pink. Yellow, I feel like, is my second tournament color behind white, though, because you can see more of what happens to a sleeve. And then blue and black, I don't know. The dark blue, I do like it, but there's just something about it with card games and card art that I don't necessarily prefer. Black is my third go behind white, but like white shows you the most of what's happening to your sleeve usually, and you're able to change them out if you're actually in a intense competitive circle/sphere, and that's what you would want. However, I think the blues and the pinks are going to show it relatively well too, and I just really like the turquoise overall. For the playmat, I'm not too concerned about this on top material. I do notice that when you drag sleeves through, you can actually kind of I don't know if it'll show up, make lines through this. I'm not too concerned with that. They go pretty much right back into it, and I don't think it's giving any friction. Again, I probably should have tested other sleeves than their own on this before going through because their sleeves are so good. But I don't think there's any danger to the average sleeve. Those sleeves that are basically like PCs, like how Sam's are glossy, that kind of stuff, I would probably test those as well before a tournament setting, make sure they hold up through, but I don't think this playmat's going to give you too much trouble. And again, like, if you want to be more careful or don't, that's what I talk about with playmats on their borders, like, stay within the border, watch where you're dragging back through, there's this middle zone, don't necessarily go against the tape, but I think it'll be fine. This mat feels like it's going to hold up, but I have not tested enough with it as I did. I was concentrating on the sleeves all week, and I think they're worth the premium. They're $10 sleeves, $50 deck box. I think it's usually $50 or $60 mats. I think it's towards $60 for the non-limited. I know right now they have the pre-sales up for the Covenant, and then their limited Halloween one is $100 under the Secret Collections. No promo code. Like I said, no reason to talk good about them continuing other than I genuinely like them, and I'll probably be spending part of my paycheck from them back on their own sleeves. They kind of have me hooked on the supply, and I think for tournaments and past format, like when I don't double sleeve and do art sleeves, like I've been collecting some OCG sleeves, I think that's what I'm going to go with, especially for tournament gameplay, and I think I will be putting my tournament life in their sleeves' hands. But that's me. Why don't you test them out? Let me know. Check out their website, Dank Ritual. Sorry if the camera's been shaking. I'm on the steel desk, but I know I'm pretty active when I do stuff like that. Again, let me make sure I shut off the deck boxes well here. I know my camera angle's a bit weird. And also let me try to show off the texture of the material, which again isn't really risen. I think it's a lot better than their first run. Their standards on their first run kind of had cards right up. Excuse me, still long-term symptoms. And I always like doing stuff like this, like to test, you know, again, my tests, I started getting more scared for my cards in the sleeves, to see like writing up, and like even then, it's not like popping out, but you really have to go over hard and out of your way to do it, and through the rest of my testing, like shaking and all that, like it's like going like this, right, but without the finger on top. Like I wasn't getting anything out, I wasn't getting anything pretty much past this point, and I feel like you have to go out of your way to, like, find a problem with the sleeve that doesn't exist. Like, they're really freaking good. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you'd like to see other brands, sponsored reviews, those kind of things, or unsponsored. I tend to try to work with products and the people that I want to work with and make it mutually beneficial. I still give shout-outs to plenty of companies, like I did in the previous video for BCW, where I don't necessarily, like, need that sponsorship in order to say, hey, prices are down over here, check it out. And so if they ran a sale on their sleeves, you bet I'm probably telling you, even if I don't have a discount code. So I think these sleeves, again, one of the best I've ever shuffled in my 20-plus years with Yu-Gi-Oh! By far. Deck box, bare bones, but I would rather take the protection it offers over a lot of deck boxes in the industry. And then the playmat, again, the raised on the basic is my only concern long-term to the mat, and so far it seems like whatever I'm doing to it isn't running through or doing anything too bad. And talk about the sleeves, look at no dent in the corner, and I'm versus a raised thing, but like I don't think this should be too problematic on the average sleeve. Thanks for watching, everybody, as I smooth transition back out here.